G'day YouTube, it's Turbo Tristan here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the very first drive and run-in of the new engine. I've got a couple of things that I want to show you guys, take you along just to listen to it, see how it drives. We'll talk about some of the changes. Firstly, in the engine bay, this is what it looks like in the sun, with direct sunlight on the bright pink engine bay. We've changed the blow-off valve, as you'll definitely be able to hear it in the video. It's quite loud, sounds awesome, it's got a bit of flutter, gets rid of all of that boosted air that we don't need when we're changing gears. I had to remove the heat wrap off the exhaust, and I'll need to definitely get some more on there because it's so hot under here. But I did put a turbo blanket on, which is helping some of the heat there, keeping it off the intercooler pipe, which is still bloody hot. Today's around 35 degrees Celsius, which anyone will tell you is a pretty hot day down here in Melbourne. It does get hotter, it does get to 40, 45, which is just, forget about it, it's just ridiculous. Me driving a turbo car on such a hot day is a pretty stupid thing to do, but I need to run the engine in. Getting the engine up to temperature, running it through heat cycles, hot or cold, it doesn't really matter. I'm not thrashing the car, I'm only revving it sort of to 3,000 or 4,000 anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Everything is getting really, really hot. I'm going to definitely need to look at getting a headlight duct for the air filter and maybe even a bonnet vent or two, just to get some of that heat out of the engine bay. The air intake temperatures are around about 51, 52 degrees on a day like today. And I'm even considering putting back in the washer bottle, which goes down there, and setting up the washer to do some intercooler water spray. Can't really hurt. And I'm even considering getting a bigger intercooler. You'll see down here I've got the honed brake booster delete kit. Tidies up the engine bay, looks awesome. When I first drove the car, bedding in my new big brake kit, it felt a little bit weird, but that's because I had to bed in the brakes and get used to this pedal. But after driving it for 5 minutes up the road, I got used to it pretty quickly. I don't mind it. It still feels a little strange, but it's definitely good. Not a bad thing at all, and I can't wait to test that out on the track. But the big thing and the main reason for this video is my new dash. This is a Powertune digital dash, far cheaper than the Haltech. Although I really want the Haltech and I wish I had it. Oh, you can see there, danger to manifold. The coolant temp warning is up to 111 degrees, and I've had the car sitting for a couple of minutes, so the warning flashes up. We've got all the different screens. It's not going to let me look at them because it's such a hot day today. But there's a whole bunch of different dashes, and I'm so grateful that I've got that on there. I'm actually going to go throw some water on the radiator and intercooler just to help cool things down. Well, it's much later in the day, the temperature's dropped. Earlier, when I said it was around 35 degrees, it was actually more like 40, 41, maybe even higher. So I decided to pack the car up, bring it home. It's prompted me to look into doing a headlight duct for the track, so I'm definitely looking at doing that. But the main focus of today's video was the Powertune dash. I was really excited to get it, hook it up, and show you guys. I didn't show any of the install, as it's really straightforward. You plug in your 12-volt wires, you do that to an accessory source. I chose to use the cigarette lighter because whenever the car's on, it's ready to go with full voltage, so I just use that. Plus it wasn't being used in my car anyway. No smoking, plus race car life. And then it's simply one plug straight into the Haltech and two little cords that go into the back of the unit. You screw it down and you're done. It's a little bit fiddly. As most of you guys have probably noticed, I'm not the best when it comes to wiring and electronics. It was a bit fiddly for me. I pulled the dash out. I managed to mount it with the bracket that was supplied and put it a little bit offset so I can still see the fuel gauge because E85 life. Now the Powertune dash is something that I was so excited to get. It was a fraction of the cost of a Haltech or a Motec or a Link dash or any of the other types of dashes that you can buy on the market. It works with all of them. It's touchscreen. It's 100% customizable, programmable. You can set it up any which way you like. You can change all of the colors, all of the gauges, whatever sensors you have in the car, whatever sensors it can pick up on through the ECU. It doesn't matter whether you've got a Haltech, a Link, a Motec, a Nizztune, a Hondata, a Power FC, whatever it is. There's a plethora of many different ECUs they're compatible with, and they make a wiring diagram or a plug-in for all of them. So it's really universal. The company's in Australia. I had some pretty stupid issues that were all my fault with not getting the wires connected properly. So I managed to call the guys up, get them on the phone straight away, and they were able to troubleshoot with me, log into my computer, make sure I had all the latest files and everything done, log out, set it up sweet. So without further ado, let's check out the car. So when you turn the car on, takes a second. There we go, Powertune digital. You can actually change these title screens to say whatever you like. This is the Bull Dash 1. There's two different types of Bull Dashes, which is the Lambo inspired dash. I've got boost, air intake, voltage, and the O2 sensor there. On the other side, I've got GPS speedo, my water temp, and my odometer, and the tacho goes all the way up to 9. Simply swipe across and I've got another dash. I've put here spool up just to remind me to hit boost as often as possible. I've got TPS here up to 100%, battery voltage, air intake temperature or intake air temperature, water temp, boost, GPS speedo, and again AFR, and then the dash all the way to 8. One more swipe and I've got the race pack style dash. Again, boost, water, there's a lap timer, air intake, voltage, and the throttle position there. And then all the way over, this is the European style luxury dash. Because my car isn't wired to the Haltech with the speedo, I'm having to use the GPS sensor, which I've moved that around. You can move that anywhere you like. It's all touchscreen, so you can just bring up the menu by touching. I'll just swipe across to the menu. Now this you can log into via Wi-Fi. Pretty simple, and update everything without having to remove it or plug any wires in, which is really cool. So yeah, this is the exciting part. This is the, now I'm going to start the car up, if it'll start. E85 life. So there we go, there's a start up. There's the dash on the Bull. Swipe across, got the spool up dash. Across again, we've got the racing dash, track dash. Now it actually gets darker all the way to yellow, orange and red, and then the shift light comes on, so it tells you when to shift gears based on whatever you've set it at. And then here is the Euro dash, RPM, nice and simple there. And it's just saved where I've shut the car off, so it stopped at 913 RPM. The water temperature is still live because the temp's still going, the battery voltage is still live. So it's still really hot. It's 40 degrees outside. Air intake temperature, that's just under the bonnet. But as you can see, pretty cool. Gonna love ripping around on that. I've put the standard gear shifter back in because the short shift that I got from eBay wiggled loose and came undone, so I just, rather than fight with that, I took it off and swapped it out. I'm now running a 6-speed gear knob, but it's still a 5-speed, of course, and reverse is still down there. So I got this off my friend Tommy. It's really nice and weighted. This is a Civic Type R gear shifter gear knob, so really awesome. Loving life there. But how good is that? Just so awesome. Really loving life with that. So still running the car in, thought I would take it out for a drive at night, and also it gives you guys a better view of what the dash looks like. So I've set it up, I've had a chance to play around with it. Still lots of vibrations in all the trim. So you can probably hear all those, but I'll just load the engine up and you can listen to the blow-off valve. Probably can't hear it over all the vibrations, but not really revving the car past 3 or 4 grand. Loading it up in a high gear. So for example, if I was in normally 2nd gear going up a hill, I'd probably put it in 4th gear and let the engine labour and load up. But let's check out, swipe across and we'll look at the other gauges. So there's another screen. This one I've titled Spool Up with the blue theme. Looks pretty awesome. Go to the race dash. I haven't worked out how to get the speedo up on this one yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And then this is the Euro style dash, like a 3 Series BMW or something. And I've got the GPS speedo there because this one's not wired into the Haltech. So just more running in duties. Thought I might bring you guys along for a look at the dash and the setup, and let you know that I'm doing it all properly, running the car in. I like the Lambo style dash, makes me feel bougie, so I'll leave it back on this one. Back to boring, cruising at slow speeds. No send. If you want to know more about the Powertune dash, check out the link in the description. Also check them out on Facebook. The guys there, Michael, was really helpful. Spoke to him a few times. He helped me with some setup issues, not with the unit, with me, but it all worked out perfectly well in the end. There we have it. That's my new dash. That's my first drive in the car, running in the engine. I'm going to be doing that every day this week for all of my odd jobs. Running in the car, running in the engine, trying to get some Ks on the motor. So the great news is the car's booked in for a dyno tune. 10th of February is the day. I'll be there filming it, getting it ready. Until then, I'll be driving the car for all my errands, odd jobs, running it around. I need to get a wheel alignment, put heaps of Ks on the car. The more kilometers, the merrier. Then I can drop the running in oil, check the plugs, give it another full tank of fuel and get it ready to turn the boost up. Hopefully run 15 to 20 PSI on the newly tuned, freshly built motor. I've got to say, it's driving really well. Feels really strong, so I can't wait to turn it all the way up and rev it all the way out to 8.5 grand, whatever it'll take. But until then, hope you like the content. Make sure you spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see ya in the next video.